Hello, this is Simon again. Thank you once more for checking out my YouTube channel. Today I thought I'd do a fairly brief video just outlining some of the things on my pedal board, because I know a lot of guitar geeks out there are forever changing what they take on and off their board. I know I do. A few years ago I had the prerequisite massive pedal board, which was as big as some cities, and which I had to carry around to small pub gigs everywhere, and which drove me mad. So a couple of years ago I started to think about downsizing something smaller, and I've been through a couple of other boards and we've got to here. So as you can see, hopefully, this is a Pedal Train Junior, which is one of the smaller boards that they do, but that you can still fit the pedal power supply underneath. And I've got the 4x4 here, which provides outputs for higher power requirement pedals like the Strymon that I've got on the board. And then one of the most recent additions is this gig rig switching system, which is a true bypass system, and as this is the Quartermaster 6, which has got 6 loops, so in effect you can put 6 pedals into this system, 1 in each loop. I've got 7 on here at the moment, I'll explain that soon. But basically you've got an input this end and then an output this end. It's like I say, it's true bypass, and it all uses gold relay switching rather than 3DPT switches, which a lot of true bypass pedals use at the moment. The idea, I think, behind that with the gig rig people is to get the sound as pristine as possible to your amp. So once you switch on one of the pedals, that brings whatever pedal is in that loop into the signal chain. So any noisy pedals, it keeps those out, which is good. Most of my pedals are actually true bypass, but this Phase 90 isn't, and I always used to be able to hear that pop when I switched it in and out of the chain. Well, that's obviously been taken out of the equation now. So at this very end we've got a tuner which has got a short circuit lava cables plug on the return, or where it comes back in to the loop, so that you can tune silently. And on this board I'm now using the Polytune Mini. Always used to use Boss tuners, but I've now switched to this, partly because just fancied a change, and also because it's a lot smaller, so it fits on the board more easily. So basically the way I use my pedals is to set, I use a single channel amp. I've got a couple of Cornfords, and in this case it's a Roadhouse 30 1x12 combo, which I set up with a sort of quite a crunch sound like this. And then I use the volume control on the guitar to come down to a slightly cleaner sound if needed. And then the first, so if we go after the tuner, we go to a tremolo pedal, which is a Love Pedal Babyface tremolo. This has got its pluses and minuses. The pluses are it sounds great, and it's also quite a small form factor, so again it fits on small boards. You've got a simple toggle switch which goes between 3 different waves of intensity, so you've got quite a vintage sound all the way to the left, a mix of extreme and the vintage sound in the middle, and then where I've got it set to the far right is the square wave setting, which is quite choppy, and then obviously you've got a simple rate knob. The downsides of the pedal are that the depth and the volume controls are on the inside on trim pots, so once you've set them, unless you want to keep taking the back off the pedal. But it's great if you want to try and sound like Monster era REM. But as you heard when you clean the guitar up there, it's not as so extreme that it's not usable on sort of a cleaner sound. And then the next loop is the Phase 90. This pedal I've had for a long time. I tend to use it on sort of cleaner stuff, but also I don't use a wah, so it's good for a bit of a shift in the sound or the tonality when you're playing leads, but it's great on clean stuff. And then the next one is the boost and overdrive section. This is the loop which has got 2 pedals in it, hence why there's 7 altogether. This has got, first of all, it's the EP booster, which I've had for a little while. I saw people like Dave Grissom, who's one of my heroes, was playing it, and it is the preamp section from an Echoplex delay, which or tape echo, which Eddie Van Halen I know used as a boost for his lead tones, and so Exotic Effects have put this into a pedal, and it's got one knob. I use it set quite low, just to provide a bit of a push to the front of the amp. There are some dip switches inside, so you can change the tonality, but I left it pretty much as default. So this is without the pedal engaged. So you can hear it just gives the amp a bit more of a push, but it does work on rhythms as well as lead quite well. So it just gives a bit of like I say, a boost to the front end and gives you a bit more gain. Now the newest pedal on the board is in this loop as well, and this is a Jam Pedals Tube Dreamer 88, which is handmade in Greece and hand painted. As I put on my Facebook page recently, I can justify the cost by thinking that I'm helping out fellow EU citizens who've fallen hard times. Not that buying effects pedals is going to help the people of Greece, but I like to think I do my bit. So this one, it's got 2 of their sounds for their Tube Screamer-esque type pedals. So on the right hand side is the Tube Dreamer, I think it's the 72, which is quite a transparent drive. Which I'm probably just going to end up using in a similar way to the EP booster, but obviously this one's got a bit more extensive controls in that there's a level, tone and gain. So again, it really just gives a bit, there is more gain to this obviously, but it does give a bit of a lift to your sort of standard tone. So I've got it set really as a level boost. The gain's down quite a bit, but then there's a second side to this pedal, which is based on their Tube Dreamer 58, which has got more of a traditional Tube Screamer mid-range hump. And there's also a boost switch on this side. I am going to do a more detailed review of this pedal at some point, so I won't say too much more about it, but this side is definitely high gain. And you can stack them. So that gives an even bigger sound. Then another newish pedal on this board is the TC Electronics Shaker, which is a vibrato type pedal. I'll just clean the guitar up slightly for this one. So I've set up reasonably subtly. You can go mad. Again, I'm going to put a review up of this, but if we press the boost, it does work reasonably well with lead sort of sounds. Probably slightly an acquired taste for that. And you do have to be careful about how you use your own vibrato, because in theory the pedal's doing it for you. But I will have probably a slightly better, more detailed review of that soon. And then finally, the pedal, which was probably one of the biggest splurges I've done in a long time, is the El Capistan Tape Echo from Strymon. Fabulous sounding pedal. Before this I was using an MXR carbon copy, which is a very good pedal, but this is fab. I can't possibly go through all the options on this in this simple sort of short video, and I will do a video of it soon, but it just sounds fabulous. This has got a tap tempo on it as well. On the setting I've got, You can go a bit slower. So it's a fabulous pedal, I absolutely love it. You can actually have two sounds. You can set up one sound and then save it to with a favourites pedal, so that you can switch between, I suppose, bypassing it and using the favourite switch. But as I say, there'll be a more detailed review soon. So thanks for checking that out, and yeah, please subscribe, and there'll be more videos coming up soon.